Good morning, my people. What is up? Raw checking in. Last night was an intensive Ember Day, La Festa del Umbro, which is the Shadow Fest. Some people call it Samhain. Some people call it Halloween. But I felt almost like I can't even describe what the energy I was feeling last night. Chaotic energy. And it wasn't, it's not because that's what I'm drawn to at all. There's activity that is taking place that I can't fully comprehend. No one else out there is fully comprehending and grasping what is taking place on our planet. And I don't like to name drop too much ever, really. I like to keep it more about me. But I'll bring up buddies. I'm not gonna bring up names to bad rap people on here. But I do bring up names to promote some people sometimes that I agree with and that I support their work and would help them out in any way. I just got off the phone with my buddy Klaus Donna. And Klaus is a researcher, he's an explorer, he's a modern day Indiana Jones, literally. And I hope that we can work in person together in the future, because ever since I first interviewed Klaus, and I got a viewing of him when I was interviewing him, and we discussed it about my show, so I can talk about it openly here. I caught a vision of him experiencing, having like a mystical experience with dolphins, and he never told anybody about that experience. And I got a vision of it when we were talking, and I told him about it, and it blew his mind. And ever since then, we've stayed in contact, and I've felt connected to Klaus in many ways. And I support his research. But the very interesting thing that you guys are going to like to hear about as well is that Klaus and his buddy invented technology that doesn't disturb any of the area. Good morning, Jess. It doesn't disturb anything out there like most archaeologists do. They're like tomb raiders. Most people that are archaeologists, they disturb the site. They take bodies. If they find bodies, they disrupt everything, and they're more like raiders. But Klaus and his buddy has developed a ground radar where it literally can make some sort of like virtual reality blueprint of what's beneath the ground. It surveys the ground, and it's able to make a blueprint of what's beneath the ground. And amazingly, some of the findings that he has had with things beneath the ground in certain locations in our world are lined up almost exactly like some of my viewings and some of my readings, which is, you can't get better freaking verification than that. And of course, my work has been suppressed. There's a lot of people out there where you'll see that they have big, huge followers. Their subscribers are off the chain, like hundreds of thousands, because they're sort of like a mainstream alternative media, and they put everything out there. And it's more used as sort of like I wouldn't say disinformation, but it's used as sort of like it's used by the people that are trying to suppress other people. Now, it's a complicated thing, but my YouTube right here has been suppressed. I was caught in some sort of loop for over a year, where my subscribers would go up 5, then down 5, up 5, then they would stay exactly the same. And now it's caught in a loop again. For like 6 or 7 months, my subscribers have gone to 2.72 to 2.71, 2.72, 2. Every time I get a few, it drops off a few. It always stays like level. And it's been some sort of, I'm not going to concentrate on it, but you could see it. I mean, so I've been suppressed. A lot of my videos, a lot of my, and it's not just my, my speculation. I've got a letter from YouTube over a year ago saying how my subscribers and my views are significantly higher than what's showing, and they can't explain it. And I'm not the only one that's gotten letters like that. So it is what it is. I'm not going to delete my account. I might have to start a new one eventually, but I'm not going to delete all those videos just so I can start something over. But I have a lot of information up on there. But I want to talk seriously about some things. Of course, when I do a live stream from home, I could put more. I could go even deeper. But things are not what it seems when you're looking at a certain. Wow, the sun is freaking amazing right now. And right at this spot, I was seeing transitions of plasmic beings coming in by the dozens into this realm. And they are connected to elementals. They are connected to forests. They are connected to sacred places and sacred ground where there's still sacred ground left. They're not they're not drawn to buildings or things like that. They're drawn to forests, lakes, rivers, mountains, rocks and minerals, and flora and fauna. This is what they're connected to. And when you see things like massive fires and massive destruction, it's not only because they are hurting these elementals into certain zones, but they are hurting their abilities as well. And they're tied to the nature on our planet. They hold the secrets of nature on our planet. And this is where we got our replication technology from. I mean, you could call these beings the Fae, you can call them aliens, you can call them whatever they want. But they come here interdimensionally. And they're from celestial bodies, different celestial bodies. And from what I've been receiving most of my life is hardcore cognitive blueprints and visions. Now, I'm not going to say I'm channeling words and things like that, because it's more like I get visions. I see holographic people. I see holographic symbols. And sometimes I do get loads of information that I don't know how it got there. It's just a knowing. I'll be writing or I'll be talking and it just comes out. It's received. Now, I don't have many specific beings that are in communication with me, except there was one time where a name came to me, and it was Tatoa, or something like this. And from what I understand, this Tatoa or Tato, almost like probably the way I would spell it is like Taatoa or something like that. Tatoa. From what I understand is this is a being that's confused with Thoth and was here for many thousands of years, probably at one time. And what we see and what we know as ancient Atlantis and ancient Mu or Lemuria, this is places that this being and others like him or it had lived. And Atlantis is very similar to what's going on here now. They were misusing technology, and it became about materialism, and it became about strength and power and ruling, and it caused literally some sort of burst beneath the ground, deep beneath the ground, that let out vaporous energy that swallowed the land. The land disappeared. This was a water world originally. From what I receive, messages and visions that I receive, is our Earth was literally a water world. And when the fall of man took place, this is where our mountains and our land came from. Like, it literally was like some sort of cosmic fallout. And huge dragons, huge giants, huge beings fell from a higher dimensional existence down into this dense lower realm of matter and came crashing down to the ground. And this is how we have mountains and land. Our land was all biological. And I'm pretty sure about that. Even some people's research is backing it up now. I haven't been able to get in contact with Roger from Mud Fossil University. But a lot of what he's talking about is a lot of shit that I've been talking about for years. And some of his stuff, I don't know if it's right, but some of it is spot on from what I'm seeing. And there's very, very interesting things that we need to talk about and discuss and go over, because it's going to blow some minds, especially crop circles. And what people consider crop circles is an interdimensional technology. It's a Fey technology. And I know I'm using that word Fey, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes under the term Fey, an umbrella. It's like an umbrella with a whole bunch of stuff underneath it. It's just a general term, of course, but what we're looking at, crop circles, right? They are the protruding force of information and codes and what's taking place higher dimensionally. What we're seeing here is a higher dimensional technology that is imprinted on our planet, and it's doing it for certain reasons. There's certain information and codes and activation codes and all sorts of things that we can't fully understand and we can't fully comprehend with our present consciousness right now, that's encoded within crop circles. Now, I'm looking at crop circles in a whole different way. In ancient Etruria, which is ancient Etruscan people, and this is where some of my family line comes from, we have what is called Tanaric shaman, or Tanaric witches, even, if you want to call them that. And this is why I even named my daughter Tana. It's from the Tanaric clan. And Tana is the goddess of the stars. There's an even Lake Tana in Ethiopia that runs into the Blue Nile. It's a very mystical lake. It's very important, and it's very intense. The name is called the goddess of the celestial fire, the goddess of stars, and this is where the name Tana originated from. And Tanaric means the star shaman, the ones with star knowledge, the star mystics. And there are various sigils or symbols that they look like almost computer. It's when you look at it from a bird's eye. Hold on, my phone is dying. Shit. When you look at it from a bird's eye view, they are like star patterns. And when you make these crop circles, right, from looking at it from my perspective and from how the ancients looked at even Fey circles or Fey rings, or these sigils or symbols, these star patterns, the way they're laid out is very specific. And some of these star patterns, especially the ones that represent like the Pleiades or whatever star system, or some that represent the sun, the moon, the this, to that, they look exactly like some of the, like to the T, some of the crop circles that are out there. Now, when you read these sigils, each section of the sigil is encoded with different information. Like the northeast of the circle is where the power is encoded. Now, certain parts of the circle is also where the information is encoded that is trying to transmit for whoever is interfacing with this circle. There's certain parts of it that has the coded information, certain part that has the activation code, the power, just like Lake Nemi. Lake Nemi is a man-made lake out of a volcanic crater, and the whole lake itself is a portal. Water is a portal, and it was made this way because of the volcanic portal beneath it and the volcanic energy there. And the way the lake is laid out, even the ancients, they made Diana. It's called Diana's mirror for a reason. It's the portal of Diana. It's the moon portal. Now, the reason why they put Diana's sanctuary at the north side of the lake is because that's where the power is encoded. Within the north side, Lake Nemi is the power circle. This is where the power generates the activation of the circle of the the whole lake. It's a circle, and it's a portal. It was designed that way, and it's been used by the Vatican to this day. The Vatican has hijacked the Rex Nemorensis, the sacred grove.